Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Gloomhaven Guildmaster. We switched over to the Doomstalker and the Scoundrel and we're going to take on the Doomstalker's next story quest. These may be the mercenaries that attacked the Doomstalker settlement. Learn who hired them. So it looks like we've got bandit archers, guard elites, some frost demons, Savas ice storm and lava flow, don't like that, and wind demons. Okay. Well, just before we go in on that, let's check see if we've got any perks still to unlock for the Doomstalker. Laying traps. Laying traps is what we need to focus on where possible, but quest comes first, of course. An encounter on the way from Shade Rest. You happen upon a stoppered flask lying in the road. Yeah, we're drinking that. The ledger gives directions to a dungeon concealed in a cave outside the town of Shade Rest. You can't help but cast your mind back to the Umbran League. But with any luck, these mercenaries won't have any interest in the arcane and unholy. A rectangular patch of dead grass sits outside the cave, likely where the mercenaries' payment had been left before. As you move inside the cave, you begin to hear echoed shouts and thumps. The sounds of a battle. Drawing your weapons and advancing carefully, you spot a group of Savas angrily banging on the dungeon's door. "How dare you treat us like some pathetic lesser race," one of them roars, before launching an ice bolt at the door. "We had a deal, and you will suffer for breaking it." You decide now may not be the best time to storm the dungeon, but as you back away, you catch a pebble with your foot. The Savas all turn to face you. "All betrayers, perish!" Together, they all bring their arms above their heads. You can feel heat and cold swell in the air, and the ground shakes beneath your feet as the sound of cracking rocks echoes around you. The cave roars before collapsing on top of you, and your vision goes black. Okay, well, we'll go for professional on the Scoundrel, and Doomstalker can try and kill an elite. "You're not dead, are you? You're carrying my best stock." The remaining Savas seem to think you're dead. Take them by surprise, regroup, and get inside that dungeon. Oh, we're starting separated. That is quite the separation. Damn, okay. He's flying, so he can't trigger the trap. Let's have a think about what we might do. This is obviously the biggest threat in here. Obviously. So, getting him killed is my biggest priority. Relentless Offensive is a good start. We could do Race to the Grave and Relentless Offensive. That'll start him dying and get them both wounded and dying. Okay, let's have a look and see what we're going to do over here. Technically, these two aren't 1, 2, 3, well, they're 4 distance away. So they're out of range of Flurry of Blades. I was going to say they're not next to each other. So there's always the potential that we could do something there. Too far away from Visage of the Inevitable to get poison on them. But we could do some ranged stuff. If we start off with Trickster's Reversal and Swift Bow, we can shoot this guy and then he might come a little bit closer. It's not a great start, but it is a start. And after that, when we're in the next room, we should be able to regroup. Okay, the Ice Storm is doing a bit of ranged attacking and throwing shields out. So that's a good job we're getting our attack on quickly. So let's try and hit you. That's a reasonable hit. Trix's reversal. I think we'll get Trix's reversal back. No, we can't. Undo. Can't do it this turn. Doomstalker. Race to the grave on you. And relentless offensive on both of you. That's pretty good. That's a bit painful. 4 damage is not too bad. Let's use the heater shield. We have to use Trix's reversal first. It's a shame. For such little damage, I would have preferred to save it for the Wind Demon. Although the Wind Demon didn't actually do anything, so... Okay. Swift Trickery, we can target you quite nicely. And everything else is really going to be just moving us towards the exit. So fresh kill, probably. Good choice. I would love to be able to hit more. But taking out the Ice Storm is biggest priority right now. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Over this side, we can step on in with Visage of the Inevitable and get this guy poisoned. Or if we could Duelist advance, stab him, poison him, and then Thieves' Knack, stab him again. I like that. Okay, the Ice Storm is going to do some healing. Some big healing. So getting poison on him is definitely going to be a good plan. Wind Demon's going to pull us around a bit. That's annoying. Okay, Swift Trickery on you. I like it. He's not quite going to die. You're going to move too. So you can reach everywhere in the room with a 2 move. Let's just come over here for now. Yeah, annoying, but it's fine. So step on in, skip the rest of the movement. Give him the poison. Hey, 3 pierce, and then a ×0. Oh, that's unlucky. Okay, let's get back the Thieves' Knack. We're still fine. Okay. say solid bow. And then a moment's peace. We don't need healing yet over here. So we'll go for open wound and thieves' knack and double down on the killing. Wind Demon's going to go invisible, which is fine because we don't care about him. Ice Storm's going to summon Wind Demons, which I do not like. Really nice big hit. ×2. Oh my god! That I am very happy with. I would love him to step in and block the summoning space. That would be my ideal. So we'll do the bow shot at close range. Oh, we got a stun anyway. That's fine. Then, what are you gonna do? You're gonna move 3 into yes. Skip the movement, stay where we are. Just get some healing in. Nope. I will mitigate that damage. Okay, you will die on your turn because of that curse. So, we could bring on Rain of Arrows. We could bring on Frightening Curse. I don't think Frightening Curse is useful to us at the moment. Rain of Arrows could be. We could also hop over and pull this guy through a trap to kill him. Depends on if we care about the gold in the room. I think probably just stabbing this guy is the safest thing we can do. So let's do these two and we'll see which order of things happen. Venom Shiv gets poison on this guy, and Flurry of Blades will give us an advantage, except he is invisible. So we want to go super slowly, give him a chance to show himself. Maybe actually even slower. Yeah, let's just try and stab him out. Oh, of course we get a -1. Well, it means he's going to die. They're both going to die. So I don't feel too bad about it. Okay. Let's grab the gold. Give him some poison. And then we'll kill him with a Venom Shiv. We've got very lucky with those ×2s. We want to start picking up this stuff. So, Flight of Flame will allow us to put a trap down there. Inescapable Fate, we just move here and pick up gold. Flurry Blade Special Mixture, step there and get some healing. So that's half of the monsters gone at the moment. That's the big thing to remember. It's at the moment. Blight of Flame is good because it doesn't get burned. It's not a huge amount of damage, but the wound that it does hits all enemies adjacent to the trap. So it's got a lot of potential there. Frightening Curse detonation. So we may as well activate Frightening Curse. And over here we will do a long rest so we can pick which card we're going to lose. Yeah. And I think we're probably going to lose Visage of the Inevitable because I don't think we're going to really... I suppose we can make sure we're in a place to use it, but it means purposefully getting really close to stuff. Yeah, let's lose Visage of the Inevitable. We're doing it the old-fashioned way. Okay, long rest over this side. I don't want to push in until we're ready to put a curse on someone once that door's open. So we'll bypass a little bit of time. We can disarm a trap. Let's use Thieves' Knack to disarm that trap, and then we will just move a little bit with Flurry of Blades. If we're going to unlock that relic quest, we need to do all the disarming, so... Okay, over here, I think we will probably lose detonation. We have potentially a lot of movement that we can do. I think we're going to want Race to the Grave on something in the next room. So we'll plan for that. Special Mixture and Swift Bow will get us in the room. Something poisoned, maybe. No, let's use Open Wound to move in, and Swift Bow as a ranged attack, which means we need something that's moving a little bit slower than that. Probably something with a good move on it. Light of Flame is a good choice. Light of Flame, but it's very slow. We don't want to be going that slow. Let's say Darkened Skies, because that's actually a really good curse. And Flight of... We're cursing, we're not moving. That's the thing. Do we have anything that moves us on the top? I don't think so. Okay, so no curse this turn. So we can use Swift Trickery to get into the room. And relentless offensive. That allows us to get wounds out on a couple of things. And we are moving after, so we get to see where things are. Definitely going maximum archer on this. Okay. Good, you made it inside. Dispatch these mercenaries so we can search their records for their employer. And loot what you can. You maybe want to take in extra stock. Okay, these two don't look too dangerous. So, right now, I don't feel too worried. Let's stand here. And shoot the one who is further away. Great, and we're invisible. We did no damage to him, which is a bit of a shame. Right. Boots of dashing. Let's get this door open. And then we'll get all the way through to here. We'll almost make it to that. Hit them both. And we may as well... No, let's not pull them. Damn! So he's gonna die. He's not. Okay, let's do a moment's peace to grab the gold and heal up. And we will shoot this guy with a solid bow. For over this side, we could grab that, but then we can't potentially hit this guy. Let's Duelist Advance to hit him. And then maybe Special Mixture to move away. Maybe. Staying invisible. Staying doing no damage. He will live this turn, but he will die next turn. A little bit of healing. And that is a bit painful, but it's fine. We will lose if the Doomstalker gets exhausted, so we don't want him to die. But we can go pretty slowly now. Inescapable Fate and Fresh Kill, that will give us the money from on there. Reflexive Reversal Venom Shiv will just come a bit closer to the door. We could potentially look in, actually. Because we can always doom what's in there. Yeah. Let's go in. So we have the big guy at the back. And we've got this Savas just in front of us. If we activate our boots, we're not going to be able to get any closer, which is a bit of a shame. So I think we're just standing next to him and beating him up. He's going to do some poison shenanigans. The Guard Elite's not going to be able to reach us. He'll have to go around the long way, so that's fine. Let's come to here. And we'll get a nice bit of poison on him. It's not too bad. Okay, let's doom this guy. Or we start coming through and we just kill him normally. Yeah, I think that's probably smarter. We could double Doom, but then we're not moving. Race to the grave on him is a smart choice. It does mean we're not moving closer, but that's fine. And Flight of Flame just because we need to keep putting traps out. Scoundrel, let's do a short rest with you. We can lose Swift Bow at this point. So, what are we going to do? Open Wound will do a solid amount of damage. Thieves' Knack will attack on the bottom as well. So, Doom you, as I said. And there's the trap that we don't care about, but it's just tucked out of the way. Scoundrel. Open Wound on the top. There goes the Savas. This guy is the only thing we have to worry about, and he will die in 4 turns. Which means we can start looting. So Flurry of Blades and Special Mixture will get us onto a thing and healing up. He's going to Shield and Retaliate, so we can ignore him. Let's get rid of that poison on us. Move around here. As for the Doomstalker, just keep coming closer. Probably fine to do a long rest, actually. We're such a long distance away. Trickster's Reversal and Duelist's Advance means we can step around to get gold and be invincible. That gives us a little bit more money in our pocket. He's got 2 turns left. Over here, let's lose a fresh kill. Okay, now we can use one of our big boots. So, moment speeds, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, using the boots of dashing. That will get us into the room. And Solid Bow might kill the guy. I would love to have Swift Bow so we could step on both of those, but it's not the case, unfortunately. Short rest. Duelist Advance will move us round to here. Actually, let's disarm that. So Thieves' Knack to disarm the trap. And Special Mixture will move where we need to move. Okay, maybe we keep him alive for one more turn. Poison him. Just, you know, because he's already dying. We're going to be able to get all the gold. That makes me very happy. Skip the attack because he will die next turn, and we can move slowly and land on his body. Do I want to disarm another trap? I suppose I probably should. So short rest. No, redraw that. lose special mixture. We're going to do Thieves' Knack and Venom Shiv and disarm one of these. And we're going to set a new trap with Fight of Flame, and using Inescapable, we'll move on to his body and get the money. There we go, all the trap disarming. There's a new trap. And there's our money. 36 gold. I like it. With the blood of the last mercenary dripping off your weapons, you're free to search their headquarters. By the time you're done, you've amassed several large logbooks and piles of letters. This is clearly a big operation, but not the only part of it. You also find a stack of considerably large crates stuffed with City Guard issue equipment and bearing a strange sigil. Looks like past payments. Well, so much ability XP for the Scoundrel with that trap disarming. And of course, the perk for the Doomstalker. I finished studying the paperwork you brought back. It seems these mercenaries were simply paid to wipe out the Doomstalker's settlement. I can't find any concrete leaks to an employer, or even a reason. But they aren't the only ones. The paperwork says other mercenaries were hired to attack orchids. I traced the sigil you found. It's the logo of an abandoned warehouse in the old financial district. No one's seen it on crates in decades. But we shouldn't go there yet. The warehouse is cut off from any functioning part of Demon's Gate. We'd have no way back up if we burst in there alone. Without knowing the people, reasons, or the Savas' part in the attacks, I'd say it's too risky. I'll feed back to the captain of the guard for now. Cool. Well, the Scoundrel has unsurprisingly gained a level from that. So let's do their level up. At level 6, I believe we get Burning Oil. So there's Crippling Poison, and +2 to all of your attacks targeting enemies with poison. That's potentially a really, really good thing if you team up with someone who does a lot of poison, like the Plague Herald. Also, an attack on the bottom that does poison and immobilize. It's pretty nice. But we care about Burning Oil. Attack 4, range 3, wound. And it generates fire. And it loot 2 on the bottom that doesn't get used up. It's a very nice card. We will happily fold that in to our deck. And it might be time for us to take out Venom Shiv. Burning Oil is a slow one, but I think it's fine. Because we're losing Venom Shiv, I think we'll add Envenom in at the moment. So we've got more poison floating around in our deck. And with that, the Scoundrel is going to be swapped out, and we'll bring the Spellweaver back in. So, next time we'll have 2 Orchids. Doomstalker will do their... let's do Ambition. Get rid of the 2+0s. Swap them for 2+1s. It's just making us a lot more consistent in what we do, and that's always going to be welcome. Right, before we finish, we'll have one final look to see what kind of money we'll be needing for upgrades. And it looks like everything's going to be very expensive. Everything that we're going to want to do anyway. The aid from the ether, we could potentially like put a bless or a strengthen or something on that. The real magic comes when we start dealing with some of the other big hits. Getting another target on Fire Orbs would be very, very nice. But Fire Orbs doesn't end up being enough final setup though. That's the only thing to consider. So we would refund whatever we spend on this. Thoughts for the future anyway. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so, and to be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode Gloomhaven Guildmaster. See you soon.